Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is your buddy Crypto Profit, and we are going to be looking at the Chromia price graph here, and we're going to make ourselves some price predictions for Chromia in the end of March, end of April, and at the end of 2021. But before we do that, I want to say a few things. So, I am not a financial advisor. I will never give financial advice. I just give you the most recent and up-to-date information on cryptocurrencies, and I want to say that I did just make a Discord and a Twitter account, so you can follow me on both or join the community in Discord and then follow me on Twitter in the description below. But before we get started on the Chromia price prediction, I want to say thank you guys so much for the support. It's been absolutely unreal how much support you guys have shown me. And let's get started. So the market cap's at 172.8 million. The volume in the last 24 hours sitting at 164 million. Then we have the circulating supply at that 429.8 million CHR. In the last 24 hours, we saw basically an even crease. Obviously, we didn't. We saw that 0.4 up to that 0.44, a very solid increase, and then we just saw it kind of dip back down, and now it's trying to stabilize around that 0.40 mark. In the last week, we see a 33% increase overall. Obviously, in the last month, we saw this huge 566.25% increase. And then the last year, we see that obviously massive, like most coins, 3,513% increase over the last year. Chromia is one of those coins that definitely has a long-term future. We've done a video on it before because it is one of those that will be sticking around. It's one to keep an eye on and definitely add to your watch list if you're interested in the coin itself. I think there is a very big potential for profit here, and that is also why I cover this coin quite a bit. So we will actually take a look at the website before we do our price prediction. We'll see what it's about so that some of you guys that haven't been to the website don't have to go do too much research. I always suggest doing as much research as possible, but you won't have to cover some of the basics here. So they deliver faster, they're unique architecture, and it plays well with Ethereum. Obviously, it plays well with Ethereum, very, very big. But the code's 7 to 10 times faster. That's pretty insane. The Chromia is both a blockchain and a relational database. Also awesome. Chromia is an independent layer 1 or a layer 2 to ship fast things faster, which is awesome as well. Most of you guys know what My Neighbor Alice is. It just recently launched as its own coin, Alice, on Binance Launch Pool. You can click this. You can go read more about it. March 9th is when that one had the article announced about that. The Chromia for DeFi, so you have the easy hedge for your cryptocurrencies. The future economy will be built on cryptocurrencies, but they are very volatile and could be risky investments. Hedge introduces the decentralized options. You pay the smallest possible premium to secure your positions against unexpected price movements. So Chromia for fair applications. They also have the Green Assets Wallet. So the Green Assets Wallet is the first enterprise decentralized app on Chromia designed for green bond validation and impact reporting. Co-created by a consortium of leading capital market actors, green finance experts, and technology innovators. Obviously, there's a lot more that they're creating on Chromia. Chromia is one of those that is going to continually have more and more come. I think it's one that a lot of people want to use. The fact that it has relational databases and the blockchain kind of combined together so you get the relational blockchain, it's pretty awesome. And like we said, it plays well with Ethereum, which is a big, big deal because Ethereum is not always easy to play with if you're, trying to do something unique and different. So the CHR token, Chromia is the native token designed to empower the Chromia platform and foster a mutually beneficial relationship between developers and users and investors. So the CHR token's main purposes, it acts as a platform currency, ecosystem staking, system-wide purposes, and payment of hosting fees. You can discover more about CHR, which I highly suggest you do before you invest anything into any cryptocurrency. Always do some research first. I will never give you financial advice, like I said previously, and I am not a financial advisor. So if you go down here, you can see the backers, obviously some big backers here, and then you can see voices from the community, hear what they have to say. Obviously, you can go all the way to the very bottom and see more about Chromia in the blog and the latest from Chromia, and then you can subscribe to the newsletter as well if you're planning on going all in. You definitely want to be up to date as fast as possible. And then you can always go to the What's Up and see what's going on right now. Obviously, no big news after the Alice from My Neighbor And then also the roadmap. We've talked about this roadmap before. I love roadmaps in every cryptocurrency website. I love looking at them. It tells you, if you look back at the past, how well did they polish these? How well did they do? And then you can see the progress that they've been making through and throughout. So you see that they've completed quite a bit. You can go back and see if they did them well, or are they just trying to rush through to get to the next step. And then you also see that they have at least 3 things planned for the future, which is always a positive. You want to make sure they have no just stopping point. You don't want to have them be working on something and that's the end. They have no more in the roadmap. You have no more updates of what they're thinking of doing next. So it's just a little bit of a detail on major development milestones for approximately the next 2 quarters. And I love looking at that, and you should definitely take a look as well. So let's go back to the price chart and see if we can make some sense out of this chart and see if we can maybe make a prediction for the end of March, April, and then, of course, the end of 2021 as well. So the Chromia price right now is at 40 cents. In the last week, we've seen it just decrease steadily. And now just recently, since about March 17th, 6:30 a.m., we saw it kind of just steadily maybe increase just a tad, but also just stabilize around that 40-cent range. If we can keep a stabilization here for a couple more days, I think there will be a big boom. There will be more news announced or a new project announced or something big will happen with Chromia, I believe, still by the end of March. I think Chromia is a 50-cent coin for sure. I think by the end of April, we see it really start to take off a little bit more with a lot of other coins. Obviously, the stimulus checks and many more details coming with Chromia itself are going to impact its price. And I think Chromia reaches maybe 60 to 75 cents mid-April. And by the end of April, it has a chance at that dollar mark. And I think it will be an 80-cent coin at the very least by the end of April. If we go over to the month span, we're going to take a look at this before we announce what we're going to think for the end of 21. I think by the end of 21, we see Chromia at a $1.25 area. It has potential to reach that $2 mark. It's going to depend a lot on the roadmap. Have they completed those things successfully, or are they still working on things that they said they would have already had complete? Obviously, it comes down to a lot of the inventors and creators themselves, and then also come down to the projects and updates if they actually set on fire as well as they were hoping. Did people pick them up? Did they understand the importance? Was there a big need or necessity for these huge updates and projects? So that's going to be coming down to a lot of the reason behind Chromia's either increase or continue around that dollar mark. I believe Chromia will definitely be, like I said, a $2-ish coin by the end of 21 is the ideal prediction and realistic prediction for Chromia by the end of 21. So that is going to be my price prediction on Chromia. If you guys enjoyed this price prediction video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and then let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas of what coin I should do next, or if you disagree with my price prediction, let me know why. What do you think is going to happen with Chromia? Do you think it's going to go bigger, or do you think it's going to go a little bit smaller or decrease over the years? So let me know, like I said, and always hit that notification bell, because if you don't have the notifications on, you're not going to get this information as fast as others, and you want to beat the people that see it an hour or two later to this information, because sometimes this information is going to be pretty new, and you're going to want to jump on something and you're not going to be able to because a lot of other people already did, and now you feel the price is too high. Just a bunch of things like that. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and remember to hit the subscribe button, and at the very, I think in the beginning of the description, you can actually follow me on Twitter and join the Discord community. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me. See you in the next one.